All right. Next one is the age-old question that we always hear, at least I think it's every time an event happens, right? Piracy or griefing in Star Citizen? Where do we draw the line? This is from one of my guilty pleasure channels called Noobs Gaming. Every time I get off stream and I go and I'm cooking or I'm eating some food or whatever, this is one of the channels I always default to see what they're doing. He's a cargo hauler. Super chill, Star Citizen gameplay. I love that stuff. And I may not love his opinions on this, but let's see. But there'll certainly be a conversation that comes out of this one. And it's always toxic and it always sucks, but we need to still keep having it. We just need to keep having it because we still haven't gotten it yet.
Yo, my Star Citizen Noob Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Minix. And in today's episode,
you need to turn him up.
Asking the question, is this griefing or is this piracy? So I'm going to play the old video. This is what happens in the end. As you can see here, I thought I'd just show you this so that you didn't have to endure 8 minutes of me talking about what went on. But I just want to ask the question here.
I don't even think it is a question. Pad ramming is against the terms of service in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I saw somebody type in chat, I'm surprised how many people are openly pad ramming during this event, knowing the consequences of it. I don't know what the consequences are, but in terms of, like, ban stuff, you obviously get a crime stat when it happens, but it's no bueno. It's not a good thing to do.
Is this griefing or is this piracy? I had about 5 million of cargo on my
servers
ship,
are up.
And
all right,
they were stalking
after this I'll hop back in.
Unfortunately, they did it too soon. They interdicted me too soon, which allowed me to get back to the station and get on a pad. And they did some clever stuff to stop me from being able to get rid of my cargo, but I think ultimately in the end I would say that I was griefed there. I was definitely
I would agree with that.
I am over at, I think it's either Anvek or the other one.
That's straight up. They didn't win because they hit him too early with the interdictor. So then they pad rammed. Like, I don't know, sore loser stuff too.
One that's nearby that sells fresh food or on Stanton. And I've probably got about 5 million of cargo on board. Now, I know this pirate's
pushing an AFK ship off the pad isn't pad ramming. No.
Later, showing what they did earlier to somebody else. And so I was...
The plaid shirt streamer guy who reported me and a friend got banned for a month for pad ramming. Who got banned? The streamer? Or you? It sounds like the streamer did. I don't know who you're talking about, though.
Some more cargo here.
Plaid shirt
about 5
streamer
million that I had, and like I said, they made a mistake here because yesterday I got pirated by Thor Raven, and he did a good job. When I got out into space, he then interdicted me, and I didn't have a chance to turn around and get back and stuff like that.
Oh, Vertigo. Yeah, he totally crashed out and started pad ramming people, right? And then got banned. That was a long time ago. I think I remember that.
So this time, I'm just having a good scan around this time, make sure there's no ships around. I see the ship over there that's broken to my right. That was what happened earlier on to 2 ships that got into a fight and smashed into each other.
Oh, fresh food. That's worth a lot of money over there. Go pick that up.
So it shows the fresh food there. So I went over and checked that out. And then I thought, right, let's get off to Hurston. So I'm heading over to Hurston. Still got my scanner on. So I switch over to my quantum mode and start boosting out. Get interdicted. So straight away I'm like, right, I know I'm not far from the base. I'm going to head straight back down to the base. That way then I'm in an armistice zone. They can't shoot me. They can't do anything like that. I also thought that pad ramming was a no-no in the terms of service.
I'm pretty sure it is.
On this game. I thought if you're in an area like this,
as we just said,
what protection do we have other
streamer
than
got banned?
Somebody to protect us. But then they can't even protect us then if you're in an armistice zone and they're going to come and pad ram you because you can't shoot into an armistice zone. So what protection do we actually have?
Aside from pad ramming, hiding in armistice is a bitch-ass loser move. This is a do not hate the player, hate the game situation. while I wouldn't disagree with you that it's incredibly frustrating, I've definitely played games that have mechanics like this, and it always ruins the game. You have the people on the outside that are usually overwhelmingly outnumbering you, and then you sitting in the safe area, like maybe hopping out for a second and just being like, it is never a good game experience, right? Because it's there again, like Zeus is saying, it's his only option. What is he supposed to do here? Just die? He's not a bitch because he's not trying to die, right? Like, both situations are bad because the game design is forcing it to be bad. I don't have the answer of what a better way to do it is. Outside of there should be a hangar at every location. When you leave the hangar, then you're at risk. There should be turrets here. Don't fly solo all the time if these areas are being camped. Things like that. Remove armistice zones, then there'll never be an interaction at all because he will be on the ground outside of his ship will be destroyed, and he's just going to quit the game, and you're not going to have a game. Removing armistice zones altogether is not the answer. There has to be another layer there. There has to be other things. I would say yes, I hope armistice zones go away, but there has to be time for the person to load the cargo. I don't think there should be outposts, open air cargo loading either, really, right? The way this exists was endlessly stupid from the moment it happened. I did an hour-long react to an image of a sneak peek of this image that we're looking at right here. It was always dumb. And the crime system doesn't do a good enough job of resolving any of that. But again, to go back to the bitch move thing is, it's not a bitch move to not want to die. What, you literally want him to just fly straight and just die to you? Because that's the only other option, right? So it's, how do we create a scenario where there's a little bit of cat and mouse there, where this player, if he plays it right, has a chance to get out. Maybe that chance isn't great, but he's got a chance. So he has, like, his first thought should be, how do I get out of this situation that isn't doing this, right? Failing to plan is planning to fail or something. There's no plan he can have that he survives here. There is, in this situation, there is zero survival once interdicted. And there is no way he will not be interdicted in this situation. Like, you have to recognize that this is an impossible situation, right? Escorts, okay, how about players who want to play solo? Like, I'll argue this all day. You are 1,000% wrong. You are thinking one side of the situation, and you will never think about the other. You are 1,000% wrong. Don't fly a Starlancer. I don't think I want to argue with you anymore. I think I was arguing with you in the last video, and you're just ignorant, and you refuse to see anybody else's side. I know you're a PvPer. We've done tons of FPS in Arena Commander and stuff, and you know I respect you as a player, but I am not respecting you. I do not respect the way we're having this conversation. And you got to be willing to see the other side, man. It's so important. I have advocated for PvP more than a lot of streamers in this game that have an audience, at least. And I want there to be that. But you have to have a situation that makes sense. Because if the players that are your targets are not having fun and have a zero chance of survival, and they really do, and players need to be allowed to, like, enjoy the game solo and stuff like that as well. I see somebody saying, bro, what are you talking about? I play solo and I just want to chill playing the game and doing hauling. Well, you're ignorant as well, because you have to understand the other side of people like to pirate. And you are their target. And yes, you want to just play a chill game. Go play No Man's Sky, or go play Elite Dangerous and play in solo mode or something like that. You'll get that chill experience that you're looking for. That's not exactly what Star Citizen is going for. They're going for moments of chill and moments of pure panic and fear, right? Or X4 or something like that. Like, you can get that in other games. You need both. I just want to argue that we need both. And I just hear arguing one side of the situation, right? So that's the whole thing. And the completely no armistice is not the answer, and the completely full and overwhelmingly ridiculous armistice that we have now is also not the answer. I don't know if I have the answer, but I know that the experience has to be enjoyable for both sides. A little cat and mouse, a little give and take. We have to give and take in this. And if you don't give and take, you're not going to have a game. You're not going to have anybody to PvP, and nobody's going to run cargo, right? So, I don't know.
As a cargo hauler, if someone does what they did to me and in the end and pad ran me. So, I've put myself back into what I would think was safety. They can't come and shoot me. They can't not supposedly pad ram me because it's supposed to be in the terms of service. That's not allowed. So obviously they're in a team here because you saw the massive ship, whatever that was.
That's some dealer wisdom. Yeah, you know why poker got so popular and is still incredibly popular? Like Nona Nelson was the guy that I was arguing with. He's a pro. He's so good at this game. He really is. That's the poker pro. And like 80% of the money on the table is going to flow to the pros. And only 20% is going to flow back to the poker player. But because the poker player can get lucky and get out and win sometimes, that's the reason the game still exists. That's what keeps them coming back. Right? Maybe in this situation it's not necessarily luck, but like an opportunity or something like that. But I think the example still makes sense, is that fish who loses every fucking day still has fun, even though he loses every day and you're taking advantage of him, right?
At the beginning, that hit.
But there's a saying in Star Citizen, don't tap the fish tank. You know, like tapping a fish tank in real life can hurt the fish and like kill them or whatever, really make them stressed out and not feel good. If you do that in like in the fish relation of a poker player, which is a fish is a bad player, if you tap the fish tank, they'll stop coming back and there's your money gone. But if you treat them with respect and you have fun and everybody's enjoying themselves, then that money keeps flowing to you, right? And the same thing goes to the game design here.
And then they had also, I think it's a warden and they must have had a mantis, unless the warden is the one that interdicted me, whoever interdicted me. And then they also had someone comes in another fighting ship. I can't remember what it's called. It's one of the Gladius. That's it. And so you'll see him. He's coming in now from my right. You'll see him coming in. I think it's in the Warden. It's either the Warden or it's the Saber Raven or something like that. Here he is coming in now on my right. So I put my shields on so he can't shoot in. And so at this point is piracy. They have tried to interdict me, so they've...
And at this point, there's like, you just lose. You just lose. They have an interdictor. You just lose. He's not really supposed to win, though, because he's flying solo. You're just kind of done. And I know that's the argument of the other people, but that's the way the game's designed right now. And I'm not advocating that he should win very often here, like maybe 5% of the time or less. But what's his opportunity here? I mean, he should call on the server and ask for help. That's probably what his best chance of survival is, or his only. But I feel like, again, it's a general, it's the game's foundation that is causing this problem. Like the original like argument was had, is these like safe zones don't work. But I also don't think just complete openness and chaos does either. So there has to be something. I just don't know what it is. I'll read your thing, Nona.
Stuck me back here at this pad. What he does now is he's going to come in. He's going to shut the cargo doors of the freight elevators, so I can't take my cargo out. Because the moment I open my doors, he'll get on my ship, take away my ship or whatever. Or if I start loading cargo out, he'll be able to pull it back out of the freight elevator, and we'll just be in a battle.
Think back to the fish tank. That's why.
I'm presuming he can't take it out of the freight elevator. It's something I'd have to try. But there is something strange does happen once he does close these doors. He does come up to my ship, and you'll see in a second. He comes up to my ship and opens my lift. Now, I also thought other people can't open ships that are closed.
Did you unlock your ship?
I've never been able to open ships that have closed. So I'm not too sure how he was able to do that. As you see, he went up to the ship, then to the button, and you'll see in a minute my lift comes down. How was he able to do that? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing something. You guys can let me know in the comment section. So I just raised myself just so that he couldn't get on the ship. And then he chats to me and says basically, the cargo's ours, you might as well just leave it and risk your life. At the end of the
yeah, he said, you've lost the cargo, you might as well just leave it or you'll lose your life. That's piracy right now, but at the same time, like it's a little role play because the cargo isn't theirs and it's never going to be theirs because Armistice Zone.
It's 5 million a cargo. If I give them the cargo, I've lost it. So if I'm going to lose the cargo, I might as well lose the cargo with the ship and everything else. I'm not losing anything other than the cargo in the end anyway.
And then that's the mentality of the hauler that I hate. Like, might as well just lose the cargo. I'm not going to play down to like LTI logic, like that stuff. Again, hate the game, don't hate the player, right? Like, yeah, if I can't have it, no one can. Hate that mentality. Like, there's an opportunity here where it's like, no, I don't want to give up the cargo, but can we make a deal? And I think what his mentality would be is, even if I make a deal, these guys are going to kill me anyway. Right? So you might argue like, hey, let's, try and give them 500K or $1 million and get away with your 5 million, and then everyone's happy. They're going to kill you anyway. Right?
Here's the guy in the Gladius. So they're proper stalking me now. Now, I'm not too sure if when I first was going up towards the atmosphere, if I'd have just carried on, would I have outrun them?
No one negotiates because of the game.
Of the Raven or whatever he's got there, and the speed of the Gladius and the Mantis. Would if I was in Quantum?
I think the biggest issue here is the Mantis or any like QED type of situation. It's too strong, while seemingly like not being strong enough at all to pull people out of Quantum. It is way too strong to lock people down. Most routes in video games are like a timer that you're rooted for like 5 seconds, and that gives you the opportunity to have all your guys dunk on somebody, right? It's maybe that's our answer here, that you could turn Armistice Zones off and you have a hangar at all these locations, and when you get out, they might hold you down for a little while, but this more tanky ship, maybe your shields will keep you alive for longer, so you're able to survive that initial interdiction. And, if they bring 3 or 4 interdictions ships, I don't know, maybe there's a cooldown. I don't know. Again, I'm not a game designer. I don't know the answer, but it's very clear to me that an Armistice Zone is bad, and no Armistice Zone without other things layered on top of it is bad as well. Don't know what the answer is, but there is one out there somewhere.
Mod. Would I have outrun them in space, in deep space? Would they have been able? What's the speed if they're in SCM mode?
But you have to understand the frustration of these pirates as well, right? Is they have been sitting around doing nothing for hours. They finally get a target, and they can't do anything to engage it. It is not fun for this look at this. This is not fun for anybody. So this is the worst possible scenario. He's staring at him, and this is not fun for anybody in this situation. The pirates aren't having fun, and neither is the player. What do we do? There's got to be something. That's all caused by hard armistice. I agree. But there has to be other things. And I don't think turrets are enough, because he can't activate a turret. Somebody said player-controlled turrets at these locations, okay, then the pirates will just take control of those turrets. And then you can't even get in them. What do you do? Right? So, again, solo players need to exist, and they need to have a chance. They need to have the ability to hide, ability to get away, sneak away, things like that. Like, he's got to have a chance here. Again, I don't think that chance should be very big because these guys came prepared, but he's got to have a shot.
Where they can fire. Would they have been able to shoot at me?
And also, he shouldn't just be able to sit here. Because, again, it's not fun for anybody.
If I was just going forward and kept pushing forward and had all my power to management to my thrust.
But I think what he should be able to do is put his ship down the freight elevator, dock up, log off, and come back later. Because if there is an armistice zone, he's in safe. He's in a safe zone. Boom, I'm out of here. Guys, you didn't catch me. You fucked up. You lost. In this situation, the pirates lost. They fucked up. They didn't get him. They didn't wait till he got far enough out of armistice. They fucked up. So you got to remember that in this situation, pirates were bad at their job and fucked up and don't deserve to win in this case as well.
And just kept thrusting out or boosting out. Would they have caught me in the end? Something I'll have to try next time when I get pirated. I know it's not.
He's going to a 5 mil cargo location. Why is he doing high risk solo? Because he wants to, right? Why not?
The last time I'm going to get pirated. And so, yeah, so they was in chat telling me basically.
And just to be clear, I think this guy has always had incredibly balanced takes on piracy. When Pyro first came out, he made a video and it was so good. It was the only other video I think I reacted from him. He goes, yeah, guys, I don't think Pyro's for me. There's no armistice zones here. There's constantly fighting. I don't think I'm going to take the risk and do this because I just don't enjoy that. And he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna trade from station to station. I'm gonna do it in Stanton, and you know what? He pretty much stuck to that, and yeah, totally fine. I think that's a totally fine take to have. He didn't go crazy. He's not going crazy now. He's not making any big grand claims. He's literally asking us to have a conversation here and try and come up with a solution that we can all have fun with. I really like this guy.
I'm going to face their wrath, and I put in the thing. Remember, guys, you can't pad ram. That it's against the terms of service. This is as far as I know from what I've done, and then they both sort of move off a little bit, and then I thought, oh, well, they moved away. Did they get bored? Because this has been about 20 minutes now. I know it's not 20 minutes in the video itself. We're only in about 6, but I've cut it now, and we're running on to 20 minutes now that this has been going on. So I'd have waited hours. Me, I don't care. I would have sat and waited for hours, if they didn't come and pad ram me.
And they're talking in Gen Chat.
I'm just writing in the chat, and then all of a sudden, boom, just a gun, literally just a gun hits me. It's just
that's the worst part, is that they're using the Idris to do it too.
Massive gun the size of my shit comes and rams me off the pad. And so yeah, and not only that, I get the crime stat for it. There you go. See, I committed a violation.
Okay,
so again,
okay.
That's wrong. That's
all right. This is griefing, but the griefer is Chris Roberts.
So that's another form of grief, and knowing I'm going to get a crime stat for them hitting me, that's wrong as well. I understand the piracy, and I'm all for the piracy, but this time they did it too soon, and they lost out. I went to safety, and then I
agree with this.
And then this
they
happened,
lost.
Ship disappears.
Head disappears.
I lost my 5 million of cargo. They didn't get any cargo from me, so I taunted them a little bit and said, "Hi, you didn't get crap from me." And they said, well, you got a crime stat and whatever, which again, so they knew that I was going to get that crime stat, and I think that was all wrong. I definitely think I was griefed there. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
I mean, that's 100% griefing. Also, just like sore loser as fuck.
I'm going to keep it running
Cringe.
on, but you'll see again, not only did they pad ram me with that, you'll see now this Gladius comes in when I come up over to this lift. The Gladius comes in and starts trying to ram me personally. So again, that's another form of griefing. He's trying to kill me in an armistice zone by ramming me with this ship. And like you see there, I've got that crime stat now, and I think that's unfair. And so yeah, I really love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Was I griefed or was I pirated? Mixture of both probably, but they lost out because they didn't do it right at the beginning and allowed me to get to safety, but then they did stuff that I think was wrong to then destroy the ship. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so we hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to hit that button, stick on the like button, hit the bell and subscribe notification. Don't forget, guys, it's free fly week, so anybody that's new to the game and doesn't have
You just got a level 1 crime stat. No bounty hunters coming.
Use my code that flashes up, and you'll get 50,000 credits if you do buy the game. And all this week you can free fly the ships. So yeah, definitely. See here, he rams me. Definitely griefing. That's not piracy, and definitely.
Yeah, I don't like that, guys.
They should have just left. They destroyed my ship, which disappeared. They didn't get nothing, and we was all losers in that. And yeah, so yeah.
Here he said we were all losers in that. And that was the end. That's the end there. We were all losers. Right? Nobody wins there. So it comes down to the game. There's the video there if you guys want to watch it. Everybody loses. And you don't want that. You have to come up with a situation where both players maybe don't feel good at the end of it, but they got something out of it. And that's tough, right? That's going to be tough to do in this situation. I don't know if we're ever going to come up with something perfect, but there's got to be something better than what we have now. And yeah, feel free to respectfully have a conversation in the comments. I think I tried to set the example there with me and Nona talking in the in-game chat where it started, or in the Twitch chat where it started getting not necessarily respectful. But we have to, because you're never going to make change here on these subjects because there's so much hate between the PvPer and the PvEer that if you don't come to a middle ground, you're never going to get anything. If you don't keep calm, we don't just have a conversation about these things, you're just going to get ignored on both sides of the lawn, I guess. So